Man, we appreciate you for being a part of our show today, man. We just want to ask you a couple questions because the fans just want to know.
Hmm.
Um, we look to you for insight because you got a lot of knowledge. You very well spoken. So we want to know, how is it that you feel about today's economy?
Today's economy. Today's economy is. I feel like it is a gold rush, a modern day gold rush. I feel like the government has placed individuals in a situation to where as though it's only one thing to do, and that one thing to do is start a business, find something to sell, whether it is a product or a service, because you have to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If inflation is running at 8%, that means that 8% of your purchasing power is gone. So if you have, let's just say, $100, right? $8 of that $100 is no longer. You can just kiss that goodbye. So what do? You have to replace the rate of inflation with a product or service to sell. You have to find something to sell to offset the devalue of the dollar. The dollar is devalued off the dribble 8%. So 8% of your purchasing power is gone. So how I feel about the economy, I think the economy is giving individuals, specifically the working class people, because they are the ones that are most affected by the economy today. You have gas prices, you have inflation running at the percent that it is running at, which is 8% ballpark figure. You have rents are going up. I'm pretty sure if you are a tenant within the last 90 days, I'm pretty sure you received a notice
Mm-hmm.
letting you know that your rent is going up three, four, five, six, $700. That is insane. So I believe that the economy is giving you no choice but to find you something to sell, whether it is a product, which is something tangible that you can sell, um, or a service, which is something intangible, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever it may be. So that's how I feel about the economy today. I feel like people have to make a choice, and the sooner that they make a choice, the better that they will be. The
Yeah, they
longer
forced us into it, huh?
the longer that you wait to start a business, the longer that you are putting you and your family in jeopardy. So I'd say that you must be the one to take the initiative to combat the elements that are out of your control. So since they are out of your control, the best way to combat the elements is start you a business, start a
Mm.
LLC, start you a corporation, educate yourself. If you don't have the necessary tools, if you're not financially literate, you can go to createleverage.education, create with a K, and I'll be happy to help you. But I'm for the people, and I want to give the people the necessary tools that they need to take them and their family to the next level. That's what Create Leverage is all about. That's what my brand is all about. That's what I represent. You know what I mean? Creating leverage to put you and your people in a better position in the system.
Okay, yeah, that's why the people want to hear what you have to say, though, is because of that. So another thing we want to know about is, tell us a little bit about the curriculum.
Okay, so the curriculum is for aspiring entrepreneurs, people that want to own their own business, and hopefully you are one of those ones that want to own your own business. So it's called the Create Leverage curriculum. So everything everything with me is about creating leverage. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to create leverage to put me and my people in a better position in the system, and I want you to do the same. I represent create leverage. I live it. I sleep it. I breathe it. I teach it more than anything. So the curriculum consists of one, how to start your own corporation. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur, you need to know how to start your own corporation. Not only that, there are other elements that I teach about corporations. Um, what is the best state to incorporate in? You need to know what is the best state to incorporate in for tax purposes, for asset protection, for privacy. These are the necessary things that you will need. See, I'm teaching to a specific demographic that don't know anything about entrepreneurship, don't know anything about owning a business or starting a business. So I'm teaching them the necessary tools that they're going to need to start their business, get their business off the ground, and have longevity in whatever industry that they choose to be. So 1, how to start your own corporation. 2, what is the best state to incorporate in. 3, legal structure. See, a lot of this jargon is going to sound foreign to you, but once I explain it to you throughout the curriculum, you will understand. So that was legal structure, tax structure, product positioning, what is the difference between a service and a product, marketing strategies, and how to write a business plan. This curriculum is specifically tailored to the aspiring entrepreneur that wants to own their own business. And right now, in this economy, the best thing that you can do for you and your family is to start a business. There is no in between. No one is going to come and save you. And not only that, you have a recession that is looming in the near future, because the booms and the busts are inherited in the capitalist system. This system that you are benefiting off of, there is an up and there is a down. So right now the balloon is swelling. It's the same thing in 2008, 7 and 8, but it's not going to be as bad as it was in 2008, I don't think. But who knows? It could be. At that time, inflation was not running at 8%. At that time, home prices were up, you know what I mean? But it's still, I don't necessarily think that it's going to be as bad as it was then. But a recession is a recession. Corporate America, the company that you're working for, they start cutting costs. When they start cutting costs, one of the first things that they do is they have to fire some of their staff, because the majority of a company's expense is payroll. So when they have to cut costs, they got to cut payroll and increase production. That's just the nature of the business. So you need to start a business. You need to start selling something, a product or a service, so that once the inflation do come, you'll already be that much ahead, so that you can have, another side hustle.
So what I'm hearing is you're encouraging people to be entrepreneurs.
Exactly. That is exactly what I'm encouraging. I'm not saying quit your job and start a business and just put it all in the business like that and just go, kamikaze like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can work your job, but also have a side hustle so that you can have additional income to, first of all, offset inflation. Second, get ready for the recession. Third, get ready if your boss need to cut expenses, and payroll is part of expenses, and you are part of payroll. So I'm encouraging entrepreneurship, most definitely. Please start you a business, because one thing that I encourage is mental freedom and economic freedom. So economic and mental freedom, they kind of go hand in hand. So and with this capitalist system that we are benefiting from, the government, they have paid the way for you to benefit. They are giving you the necessary tools that you need to start a business and be successful in the business. I have a saying that I use. I don't want to work for the government. I want to work with the government. Meaning, I don't want to. So this is how it works. So you have the business class people, and then you have the working class people. So let's just speak on the working class people. This is how it works. And when I explain it to you, it'll make perfect sense. So the working class people, they earn the income from the labor, from the blood, sweat, and tears that they wake up and drive to work and go work So they earn the income with their energy. The government taxes the income. Then they take home whatever's left and then get taxed on everything else that they spend. They earn the income. And before it even touches their hands, the government taxes them. Give me that. The government only respects the energy of its citizens. If it wasn't for the energy of the citizens, the economy would cease to exist. So they earn the income, the government taxes the income, then you finally get it. Then, okay, this is what I got for all that blood, sweat, and tears, all that energy. I'm digging these ditches, and you know what I mean? Then you take home what is left. And then you go to the grocery store, you go to Walmart, you go to Pick and Save, you go to CVS, you go to the pharmacy, you go do this, then you get taxed again and again and again and again and again.
That's great.
And that is why the rich get rich and the poor continues to get poor. So now let's speak about corporate America, the businessman, the business person. They earn the income, spend all that they can spend on tax incentives, such as, expenses for the company, child care, health insurance, dental insurance, gas for their car, their cell phone, all these other tax incentives that the government gives you, encourage you to use, and then they get taxed on whatever is left. And guess what? There's none left because they didn't spend it on all of these different expenses that you don't know about. So corporate America, the businessman, they earn the income, spend all that they can spend, gas, cell phone, home light bill, because they use their office for, these miscellaneous things, the internet, all these different expenses. Once you learn business, then you will understand why the rich get rich and the poor get poor. And this is what I'm explaining to you. They earn the income, they spend all that they can spend on tax incentives, and the government encourage this, and then they get taxed on whatever is left. Guess what? None is left. That's why so many people mad at Donald Trump. But they don't understand Donald Trump is only benefiting off of the capitalist system that America has fought, died, enslaved, hooked, and crooked people for. You know what I mean? So don't get mad at Donald Trump. You need to learn what Donald Trump did, because what he did is what it is. You know what I mean? He benefited off of the system. He didn't work for the government. He worked with the government. And this is the things that I can teach you in my program, in my curriculum. You know what I mean? So,
man, it's crazy because you got me over here speechless. You know what I'm saying? I'm knowledgeable on the subject matter, and still you managing to blow my mind. But one thing you just touched on was Donald Trump. Like, maybe you might not like him, but you got to even if you don't like a person, you can learn from somebody what, you know what I mean? Because he does drop jewels. But I need some more jewels from you.
One more thing.
Yeah, hit me up.
One more thing. This is the problem with people. They are so emotional. In business, you want to take the emotions out of it and look at it for what it is. If you take the emotion out of it, then you can see exactly what it is. You're so mad at Donald Trump. Are you so mad at corporate America? Are you so mad at the rich because they understand the system that it's an emotion? You know what I mean? And one thing that they have is the information. So this is what I'm trying to get you to invest in. When you invest in my curriculum with your time, your energy, and whatever other resource that you're going to need to take the curriculum, your laptop, whatever it is, you are investing in the information. The information is what it is what you need. That's what they have, and that's what you don't have. And that's what I'm trying to teach you.
All right, so let's talk about credit a little bit.
Okay, credit. So you're going to need credit. Me personally, I like to use other people's money. I like to play with the house money, is what I say, which is the bank's money. You know what I mean? So credit is a necessary tool that you will need to create wealth, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about creating wealth. People understand what it is and understand what it is not. So I advise you to have good credit, because you might need to be a personal guarantor on a loan or a credit card or whatever may have you. And in business, your credit worthiness is more important, just as nutrition. Your credit worthiness is in business and in life is just as important as nutrition. So cultivate your credit, love your credit, appreciate your credit. It's like your face. It's like you don't want people to see you and be like, oh, and have, put smut on your name, defame your name because, whatever the case may be. It might be true, but you want to treat your credit just like you want people to know you as a human being. So appreciate your credit, get your credit right, get your debt to income ratio as low as you can, so that once you go apply for the loan, your debt to income, these are one of the criterias that you would need. Then your debt to income need to be at a certain level to apply for a certain loan. So that's what I got to say about credit. Get your credit right, and
Okay, I got a couple other things I wanted to touch on, but I just want to know. Okay, so when I'm applying for said loan, right?
Yes, sir.
How does that, like, how do my credit tie into that? You know what I mean?
Well, it's like this, right? Let's say I'm not a good merchant. I'm not a good businessman, and my name is bad for paying my debts. Oh, Kevin, aka Mr.Kreate Leverage, he doesn't pay his debts. He's been owing me this amount of much money. He owed Greg around the corner. He owed Mike. He owes Jim. He owes Paul. Kevin, he just doesn't pay his money. So don't loan Kevin any money, because he's not going to pay you. That's equivalent to when you go into the bank and they look at your credit report and they're like, this guy does not pay his bills. He owes Jim, he owes Craig, he owes Paul, he owes Mike, he owes Larry, he owes Susan, he owes Michelle, he owes Karen, he owes all these people. Why will I give him a loan, even if the loan has a high interest rate? What is the probability that he's going to pay, and what is the possibility that he's not going to pay? So that is how credit and going to the bank and getting these loans work.
Understood. Okay. So another thing we wanted to talk about today is, tell us a little something about the clothing line.
Oh, so I always tell people to wear Kreate Leverage clothing while you create leverage. Kreate Leverage is not just a clothing line or a brand. Kreate Leverage is a lifestyle. From the time that you wake up in the morning to the time that you go to sleep, you should be trying to create leverage for you and your people, to put you and your people in a better position in the system. So why not wear Kreate Leverage clothing while you are doing it? So I represent Kreate Leverage. I live it, I breathe it, I eat it. I sleep it literally. When I'm asleep, I'm dreaming about creating leverage, because that's just what it is. We have too many elements going against us as citizens, as regular people that are trying to make it in this world. So you have to constantly focus on creating leverage for you and your people, and that's what you do. That's why you go to work. That's why you work so hard, because you want to make sure you can pay the light bills. You want to make sure you can pay the car payment. You want to make sure you can pay the insurance. So you are creating leverage to put you and your people in a better position. But the thing about creating leverage, you want to work smarter and not harder. And one of the main things that you want to do is you want to start a business so that you don't have to work so hard, that it will take off some of the pressure of this world, because that's a lot of the issues that we have. It has to do with it's economic issues. It has to do with monetary issues. You know what I mean? Because it is a great source of our well-being. So but the clothing line, I think that everyone should wear Kreate Leverage clothing because it represents something that you do every day. So why not wear a brand that represents something that you do every day? It's not just a clothing line. It's not just a brand. It is actually a way of life. When you go to sleep in the morning, you got to wake up and go Kreate Leverage. So why not wear Kreate Leverage while you're doing it? You can go to KreateLeverageClothing.com. Always remember Kreate with a K. You can go to my Instagram at KreateLeverage.co. Click the link in the bio. It will take you straight to my website.
Okay, is there anywhere else we can find you besides those two links right there?
Yes, well, you can go to Kevin Lee 9461. That's my personal Instagram. That's what I run my curriculum through. Click the link in the bio. It will take you to my curriculum. You can find my curriculum on any search engine. You can go to KreateLeverage.education. Always remember Kreate with a K, and that's where you can find my curriculum. I'm also going to be starting a nonprofit sometime soon. It's going to be called the Kreate Leverage, the Kreate Leverage Foundation.
Go dig into that. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so I'm going to start a nonprofit soon. It's going to be the Kreate Leverage curriculum. The Kreate Leverage Foundation, and it's going to have 3 programs. One is at-risk youth, because we need to get to the youth, because I feel as though that we don't have enough positive leaders, positive role models for the youth to look at. You know what I mean? And so I want to make a change, and one of the specific demographics that I want to influence is the youth. I want to get the youth as much as I can. I want to start it, and I want to hopefully, mirror it. I want other people to, help, because it's going to take a village. It's going to take a nation to stop mass incarceration, stop so much destruction that is going on with human beings. If we can get it at the root, then we can really make a change. We got to get them while they're young. So one of my programs is going to be for at-risk youth. Another one of my programs is going to be for drug addiction. My 3 programs are going to be something that really means something to me. You know what I mean? At-risk youth, drug addiction, and people coming home from prison. You know what I mean? People coming home from prison, they need necessary resources to get them back acclimated back into society.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know exactly what those resources are, because I was one of those people that got out of prison and needed specific resources to get acclimated back into society. Me personally, I was blessed, gifted, fortunate to have a support system. Only thing I had to do was use that support system, not misuse the support system. So people get using mixed up, like, don't use me. No, I'm gonna use you. I'm just not gonna misuse you. You know what I mean? Because I'm using the cameraman. I'm using the cameraman to get this footage of this information that I'm trying to get out to the people. I'm not gonna misuse them by, everybody know how you misuse a human being. So I want people that's getting out of prison to use my programs so that they can have that much more leverage to get them and their people in a better position in the system. So
not to cut you off, but I will say this: from you touching down to the point where you at now, is a huge transformation for somebody to get acclimated back into society. Excuse me. And so I will vouch for that. I will say that is powerful and it is necessary. Everybody doesn't have a support system. Some people wasn't even, looking out while they was behind bars. Nobody was writing. Nobody was. So everybody don't have that support system. So it would be beneficial for a program like yours. Because, me doing this interview, I know about the program because I did my research on you and things like of that nature. But I had no idea that it was this extensive. Mm-hmm. So now, just, hearing you say this is necessary. I don't know if there's other programs like this, but what you said about other people mirroring it and whatnot, I do see it becoming trending because, we do care about our fellow brothers and sisters that got incarcerated and now they want to come back and, be back a regular citizen. We don't want to throw them away. They no different than you and I. So I really like what you were saying, not to cut you off, but, I got to talk to the people too. They wanted to know about your nonprofit. It's touching me. Hopefully it's touching the people. But yeah, that's very powerful what you're saying. So you got a program for the kids. You got a program for
drug addiction,
and then you got a program for
people coming home from incarceration.
This is powerful.
This is a necessary need that society needs. Society needs programs like the program that I'm going to offer to society, so that we can have a safer society.
Mm-hmm.
So that my children, your children, my children's children, it has to start somewhere. So if we can get it at the root, we have a better chance of sustainability versus if we try to catch it a little bit too late.
So you know what the root is, and you spoke on this already, but I want you to dig into this a little bit more before we go. I want to know, so financial literacy is really the root, along with what you were saying of the economy being, a cause of many of our problems.
Mm-hmm.
But if we had the knowledge, like you were saying,
information, it's information that people are lacking, because when you go to school, they don't teach you specific tools that you would need. When you go to school, they teach you to go to school, go to college, and get a good job. No, that is not what it is. What you do is you go to school and you go to college because you want to learn the language of what it is that you need to know. But you need to also self-educate on entrepreneurship, the economy, politics, history, finances, how the banks work, credit. These are the necessary tools that you're going to need, along with the traditional school system, so that you can collide those forces and have and be able to speak the language. You go to school so that you can learn that language, but you also need financial literacy, and it consists of history, knowing history, finances, politics, real estate, all financial literacy as a whole, how the banks work, credit, how to network, all these different things and different elements that they don't teach you in school. These are necessary tools that you're going to need to take you and your people and create leverage. And that's what Create Leverage really stands for and really means.
Man, we really appreciate all the insight that you're giving us right here, but we're going to save some of the stuff for the actual curriculum. People got to come check you out. So let them know one more time where they can find all the information and get signed up with the curriculum, so they can start being more financially literate.
Okay. So you can go to kreateleverage.education. Always remember create with a K. And this is what I can teach you: how to start your own corporation, what is the best state to incorporate in, legal structure, tax structure, product positioning, what is the difference between a service and a product, marketing strategies, and how to write a business plan. These are the necessary tools that you're going to need to get your business going, get it off the ground, and have longevity in the industry that you are in. My social media is kreateleverage.co. That's my clothing line social media. My personal social media is KevinLee9461. That's also where I'm running my curriculum through. You can click the link in the bio and it will take you straight to my curriculum. My nonprofit is going to be coming up soon. It's going to be called the Kreate Leverage Foundation, and this is a nation. This is a world effort, to get these programs off of the ground. I need the world, not just America. I need the world to help me with at-risk youth, drug addiction, and people coming home from prison. If we can start, it'll alleviate a lot of the crime, because in 10 years, 15 years, those little kids that we don't help, they'll be the ones snatching your purse. They'll be the ones shooting up the school. They'll be the ones on drugs. They'll be the ones homeless. So Kevin Lee is my name, aka Mr.Kreate Leverage. I appreciate you guys listening to me.
Hey man, we appreciate you coming in and doing our show, man. And until next time.